Dryad Bark by Citadel is a great option for beginners as it can be used on many parts of a paint job. This paint is of a slightly thinner consistency than many of the other Citadel paints. This may be very beneficial for many beginners as it requires less work to get the paint to the right consistency to apply to the model. As you can see, the paint has decent coverage over black, and I had no trouble getting this solid within 2 coats. Here's an example of one of the paint's many uses, a perfect base coat color for a tree trunk. Next up is Scarlet from Vallejo Model Color. Red is a very tricky color to highlight for many beginners, but this color makes that task a breeze. Just mix the scarlet into your red color and you can highlight up from there. This paint has pretty poor coverage, which is common throughout red paints, but when it's mixed into other colors, its vibrancy is still there and the coverage isn't too big of a deal. This paint may take many more layers than other colors to cover properly. I've used this color to highlight all of the red metal on my Cruel Boys army. Moot Green by Citadel is an incredibly saturated color. I found you can mix this color in with many greens to get vibrant midtones, or you can use it as a straight highlight color and it makes any green pop. It is a little too thick to highlight with, so it will require some thinning. The coverage is solid for a color this bright, although it will take several layers to cover fully. I used this color on this little goblin skin and I think it turned out amazing. Next is Burnt Sienna by Pro Acryl. This color is the perfect midtone for leather or buckles or straps. I've found it can be used on many parts of the model and has no trouble covering whatsoever. It is super matte, which is always a plus, and I found that I use it on nearly every paint job. I used it as the main robe color for this Swamp Kala Shaman, and I just dry brushed with a little bit of tan and I think it turned out wonderfully. Mahogany by Pro Acryl is a delightful warm reddish brown tone that can be used on many parts of any miniature. I use it for leather, darker skin tones, and shading red. No matter what the model is, I find that I'm constantly using Mahogany by Pro Acryl. This paint has wonderful coverage, as many Pro Acryl paints do. Another paint from the Pro Acryl line, Black Green, is a perfect shadow color for many different shades of green. This paint is a little bit thinner than many of the other Pro Acryl paints. The coverage suffers a little bit by being put on top of black, but I think if this color is layered on top of a brighter color, the coverage would be much better and this paint would shine. I used this paint on the base of this little Warcry dude and on his skin. I found this color can be used to shade many different tones of green. Next are Matte Black and Matte White by Army Painter. Black and white are a necessity for any miniature painter, and these ones are certainly of good quality. As expected, the black has perfect coverage, especially over brighter colors. This paint does not need much thinning out of the bottle, as it is the near ideal consistency. The white is a little thinner than the black, which is usual, and the coverage obviously is not as strong as the black, especially over darker colors. But this paint, after many layers, is a super vibrant and punchy white. I used this white on the blade of this goblin, and I used the black on his base rim. Bugman's Glow by Citadel is the perfect color to provide warmth to many different shades of skin tone. This color is quite thick and needs to be thinned substantially in order to get the right base coat consistency, but when thinned down is the perfect consistency of a wash or shade. Here is an example of a skin tone I did using Bugman's Glow as the shadow tone. My absolute favorite color for beginners is Pale Yellow by Pro-Acryl. You can mix this color into nearly any midtone and it creates a super vibrant highlight color. Often white desaturates colors that it is mixed into, which is not always ideal for creating super vibrant and bright models. This color has surprisingly good coverage over black and even better coverage over brighter colors. This color was used on the non-metallic metal of Yndrasta's armor and on her weapons. These 10 paints are a great option for many beginners. They cover a wide range of tones and make many harder colors easier to tackle with great coverage and superior vibrancy. These paints are sure to help any beginner just starting their miniature painting journey. If you enjoy this type of content, make sure to let me know in the comments section below. Thank you for watching.